In our culture today, we seemingly are coming up with new ways every day to redefine the things that God has designed for our good. God's plan and His good design for marriage and family will always be good.
From Living Word Church, you're listening to the Living the Word podcast, encouraging you to walk steadfastly in your Christian faith.
Do you know the acronym SAHG? I wouldn't have known what it meant until just recently. Apparently, it stands for Stay-at-Home Girlfriend. SAHG. This is, of course, a spin-off of the traditional term stay-at-home wife. There was a recent article in the New York Post that highlighted a 22-year-old woman named Nia Chi. The title of the article states, "Stay-at-home girlfriend used to be a raging feminist." This is a very interesting story with multiple layers to consider from a biblical worldview. In a video posted with the story, Nia goes into detail describing her transition from feminism to a more conservative view of marriage and family. She says that she was a very feminist, career-minded woman, and she wanted her tubes tied and did not feel like she needed a man. She was ready to climb the corporate ladder and to be her own woman. She had bought fully into feminist ideology. That is, until she met her millionaire boyfriend. She says, "In that moment, I felt the feminism leave my body." Nia goes on to describe what a typical day looks like for her as a stay-at-home girlfriend. She says she does all of the cleaning and cooking and that she doesn't expect her working boyfriend to help around the house at all. Nia talks about being able to pursue her hobbies and passions, as well as support her boyfriend in his career. What does Nia get in exchange for all of this? Here's where the story gets a little more unsettling. To maintain the spending money and the lavish lifestyle her boyfriend affords her, Nia must agree to some terms. To be able to spend a maximum of $20,000 a month on shopping sprees, she has to be 130 pounds or less, and she has to cook every meal and maintain the house. Nia says that this lifestyle is fabulous for her, and that her boyfriend's traditional values softened her feminist mindset. Where do I begin? There are so many beliefs that these two adults are living out that I won't have time to address them all. Well, let's start with what could be considered some positive things in all of this. Well, here's the first thing that stands out. God made the family. He called men and women, I should say biological men and women, to get married, to have children, and to raise a family and to reflect His image through their marriage. And in some weird kind of way, Nia is embracing these biblical values, just not at this moment. She talks about how she wants 4 kids now, whereas she used to want her tubes tied. She talks about now how she wants to get married in 3 years. The way in which she talks about taking care of the house and celebrating that as a legitimate thing for a woman to pursue is positive. Feminist ideology that has taken over our culture and even portions of the church looks down on women who desire to be housewives and mothers. Women are pressured to have careers and to be independent women and to live like they don't need a man. Nia is, in a sinful way, affirming that feminist ideology is not all that it is cracked up to be. What is disturbing about this story is that Nia is embracing these, quote, conservative mindsets for all the wrong reasons. Materialism and greed are what seem to be driving this abandoning of feminism. And on top of all of this materialism, it is a man who seems to be taking advantage of this 22-year-old woman and demanding things from her in order to have the money that he can provide. She must maintain a certain weight, must cook every meal, must keep the house clean in order to be able to spend those $20,000 a month spending sprees and buy those Gucci bags. What a sad story. From a biblical worldview perspective, feminism is a failed belief system that encourages women to throw off God's good design. We also have greed and exploitation at the root of this story. And this is exactly the kind of story you would expect to be true in the year 2024. In our culture today, we seemingly are coming up with new ways every day to redefine the things that God has designed for our good. God's plan and His good design for marriage and family will always be good. It will always be what is best for the flourishing of a society. And anytime we stray from that design, no matter how close we come to affirming it, brokenness and pain are sure to follow.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you would like to submit a potential question, a topic, or an idea for a future episode, or learn more about the Living the Word podcast, you can visit us at livingwordhoma.com. We would like to say thanks to all of you who subscribed, shared episodes, and left reviews. Living the Word podcast is a production of Living Word Church in Houma, Louisiana, under the leadership of Pastor Ben Buffkin. Our prayer is that you will remain faithful to living the Word.